Kamilla Cardoso has absolutely dominated in China this offseason. Y'all, if y'all don't know, the reason why Kamilla did not participate in, the reason why she did not participate in Unrivaled is because she had already committed to play in China before they offered her Unrivaled. So that's why she didn't take Unrivaled. She ended up going over to China. And she has been on her big one and has won the WCBA International Player of the Year Award for 2025. Now, this is a huge deal for Kamilla Cardoso because, guys, when we talk about Kamilla, we know that she is someone who can absolutely dominate in the paint, right? But we also know that she, dealt with some injury at the beginning of the WNBA season, right? And so she didn't play the full 40 games. But in China, she has been healthy and has been on her big one. If y'all don't know anything about Kamilla, let's just quickly go through it. Kamilla is a 6'7" center who is absolutely fantastic in the post. She has been a force to reckon with overseas, proven that she has the potential to be a game-changing big woman in the WNBA. She took full advantage of being overseas in China by, upping her passing game, upping her efficiency, just overall doing a little bit of everything for the Shanghai Swordfish. That was the team that she played for. And over 32 games played and 32 games started, Kamilla averaged, let's go down the list, 20.2 points a game. She shot 64% from the field. She averaged 11 rebounds per game, 3.2 assists per game, and 1.8 blocks a game. She absolutely did her thing. Now, I will say, we should put this in context. The WCBA, which is the league in China, is not as good as the WNBA. So the competition is a little bit lower tier competition. However, there are several big women from the WNBA that play in the Chinese league. And so, yes, overall, the talent is lesser, but Kamilla, for a good amount of her time playing in China, was playing against WNBA level bigs. Not all of them were WNBA level bigs, but a good amount of them were WNBA level bigs, which is why I do put some weight behind her stats. Now, again, we put it into context, but still significant and still really, really important. And the thing that I love is that this team was basically like, yeah, Kamilla's, give the ball to Kamilla. Yeah. Give the ball to Kamilla, and we will watch her work, right? That's what it was. And honestly, guys, the reason why she dominated is because that's literally what Kamilla does, right? And honestly, her stats would be way better. She did have 2 games, or like one game she only scored 2 points, and another game she only scored 4. But if it wasn't for those games, like her average points per game would be way higher. She's had several 30-point games, a ton of 20-point games, a couple, she had a 40-point game in there. Like, she was on her big one. She was knocking down shots left and right. She was someone who was getting her teammates involved. And ultimately, we saw that, Kamilla can be the focal point of a pro offense. Now, China's different than WNBA, but still significant. Because again, the overall talent of the WCBA is not the same as the WNBA. This award is a major achievement for her. And if you want to know some more context, this award was won last year by Jonquil Jones. And we all know how good Jonquil Jones is. She played in China last year, and she absolutely dominated. And now this year, it is all Kamilla Cardoso. And her domination has reflected in her team being successful. Now, her team did just lose in the playoffs, in a pretty narrow game in the playoffs. I believe it's pronounced. I don't even know how to pronounce the team they played against. But anyway, they recently lost. In that game, Kamilla ended up playing 44 minutes, and she ended up scoring 25 points in her last game, which actually just happened on March 16th. So yeah, Kamilla, dominant, fantastic. And the offensive domination that we saw is exactly what we need to see in 2025 for the WNBA season. And Kamilla's evolution has been great. She's shown flashes of brilliance last year in the WNBA season for her rookie year, where she averaged almost 10 points a game, 7.9 rebounds a game, and 1.7 assists a game, while battling a shoulder injury early on in the season. You know, the Sky had a lot of struggles, right? They were trying to figure out like what exactly their identity was on offense and whatnot. And ultimately there were injuries that happened, a lot of injuries that happened that just had a lot of starts and stops for the team last year. And with the decision to remove Teresa Weatherspoon from her head coaching position, bringing in Tyler Marsh, there is a commitment from Tyler Marsh to implement a very high octane, high powered offensive system. And Kamilla's expanded game is going to be a huge asset to that, because Coach Tyler Marsh, he's looking to have a lot of offensive balance and fluidity. Like, he wants the bigs to be able to pass and operate in space, right? And that is something that Kamilla has been doing in China. Again, different competition. However, it's still similar. And I think her increased passing that she's been doing, her increased playmaking that she's been doing in China, it's going to translate directly to the Chicago Sky. And I love it. I think it's great. I think she's going to do a fantastic job in Tyler Marsh's system. Her and Angel being able to play off of each other. This team having a awesome point guard like a Courtney Vandersloot, who is in Chicago. Courtney Vandersloot is in Chicago. She is working out with Tyler Marsh. And I'm excited about that. Like, there's so much. Ariel Atkins being on the Chicago Sky team. Here's the deal. I will do a separate video about this later, but the Chicago Sky is not going to be as bad as people think. Okay? I'm going to tell you this right now. They're not. We're going to go player by player. Every single player on the Chicago Sky team, I'm going to break down their game and talk about how I really do see them fitting into the system that Tyler Marsh is creating, because this team is not going to be bad. They're going to actually be a pretty good team. I'm just saying. Now, competing for a title? No. But they will be a good team that will at least make the playoffs. Kamilla Cardoso, absolutely fantastic. If she can work on her 3-point shooting, we all know that she can hit a 3-point shot when she needs to. But Tyler Marsh wants everybody to shoot threes, and so I'm pretty sure he's going to work with her to kind of get her to step back and knock some threes down as well. Because if she can get that too, it's over. It is absolutely over. Throughout college, for Kamilla, she has proven that she can be a dominant interior force. She won 2 championships with the South Carolina Gamecocks, including winning a whole bunch of individual awards. She won the WCBA National Defensive Player of the Year award. She was someone who was All-American. She was fantastic. However, when she came into the WNBA, again, that shoulder injury just hurt her ability to kind of continue that amazing trajectory that she was on. Because remember, she came into the WNBA undefeated. Her senior year in South Carolina, the team went undefeated the entire year. They won the national championship. She was riding high, and then she gets a shoulder injury, and then the Sky are not very good, and they don't make the playoffs. And so I think this time in China was a great reset for her, and I think she's gonna come and dominate. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Y'all better watch out now. Spoiler: if you don't know, I am a Sky fan, so I'm gonna fit that in. But objectively, I actually do think that the Chicago Sky are going to be better than people think, and I also do think that Kamilla is going to add a little bit extra to their game this upcoming year. But I do just want to say, for the record, I am a Sky fan. So anyway, take that as you will. Okay. Now I do want to just see what y'all have to say about it. I want to see what y'all have to say about Kamilla Cardoso. Have y'all been rocking with her as she has been in China? I know it's been harder to figure out what's happening in China. Like there's, because language is a barrier. And so I have done some coverage of Kamilla. However, I have not covered, what's been happening with Kamilla as much as I've been covering for like Angel, for example, because I speak English, and like it's way easier to be in the know about what's happening in Unrivaled than it is for the WCBA, and so that's something that was a thing. However, for the 2026 off season, my hope is that Kamilla will be in she will be in Unrivaled. That would be awesome. That way it'll just be easier to keep up with whatever she is doing. All right. So, guys, let's get to y'all comments. Works World says they'll make the playoffs easily. I think with the talent, again, adding Ariel Atkins, I think, is a huge unlock. Now, again, remember, guys, I told y'all I didn't like the trade for Ariel Atkins. Not because Ariel Atkins isn't fantastic, not because I was upset about giving up the number 3 pick, because it actually wasn't a problem for me. It was giving up the future first. It was giving up the pick swap for the 2027 season. That was actually my big issue. But at the same time, no time like the present. If the Chicago Sky can show that they can make some noise, they can get some good talent coming in the door, and it wouldn't matter about that pick swap. Now, let's see what else y'all have to say. And again, guys, we got one more topic, and then we will cut it off. Our next topic is going to be about snubs. Who was snubbed, possibly, for the AP Player of the Year awards? Okay. Yes, Kelly is back in the SEC, and I do need to make a video about it. Tulip says, "Hey, Quita, is Kennedy the top scorer in China?" I believe she is. Yeah, I believe Kennedy Carter is the top scorer in China. I do believe so. I do believe so, though I need to just double check that. But I'm 90% sure that you're right. Eric says, has Chelsea Gray committed to a team? I thought she was a free agent. The Sky have a point guard covered, but Vandersloot has played in multiple point guard systems. But has she played in multiple point guard systems? To answer your second question first, yes, Courtney has played under a couple of systems. I mean, remember last year she was with she spent the last 2 years in New York in their system, and before that she was with the Chicago Sky her whole career. And played under 2 coaches, I want to say, for the Chicago Sky. 3, maybe, because we had Amber Stocks, we had James Wade. I think it was just those 2 that she played under. But I can double check that. Eric is also asking, has Chelsea Gray committed to a team? Yeah, Chelsea Gray is on the Las Vegas Aces for 2025. She's on the Las Vegas Aces. Tyler says, a healthy Kamilla is really a cheat code. Facts, y'all. I'm gonna tell you this. There is a reason why South Carolina went undefeated in Kamilla's last season. Because Kamilla's that girl. She on the offensive end, get her the basketball down low. Watch her work. Or if she gets swarmed, she can pass it back out. She is one of those bigs that is a really good passer. Not all bigs can pass the ball. Not all bigs can do that. But she absolutely can. She also, defensively, she's fantastic. And now, again, last year, I believe her numbers for the WNBA season was primarily due to the fact that she injured her shoulder before the season started. And when she came back, she was back, but she wasn't she had to ramp up because she didn't really get training camp because she ended up hurting herself throughout that process. So, she didn't get to fully ramp up into the WNBA because she was hurt. And then when she got in, she was good, but like, I don't think she was as good as she would have been had she never got hurt. That's my thoughts on that front. But yeah, Kamilla's great. Jessica says, what's scary is that she hasn't even tapped into her full self yet. I agree. I absolutely agree. Tulip says Kamilla is a beast, but but either her or Angel Reese needs a consistent jumper to space the floor because the paint is too clogged. Average shot distance for both is less than 8 feet, 8 meters, or I don't know what the M stands for both. Both are very, both Angel and Kamilla are very tied to like around the restricted area. They do need to expand that out. And we have seen, Angel, consistently working on her mid-range jumper, on her pull-up jumper, on her 3-point shot and whatnot. And so, it's still going to take more time, but like, I do see her working on that. And Kamilla, I mean, for the most part in China, she's basically just been around the restricted area scoring. But we all know that Tyler Marsh is someone who loves spacing. This is a man who wants everybody to shoot threes. He even talked about, I believe in his first press conference with the Chicago Sky, he was talking about even Elizabeth Williams is going to be shooting threes, right? So I think that everybody is going to be a stretch post for the Chicago Sky eventually, right? Not this upcoming season, probably, but like eventually they're all going to be knocking down 3-point shots. They're all going to be doing long range, mid range jumpers, right? They're all going to be able to stretch the floor. So I think that's the ultimate goal, but it's going to take some time to get there. It's going to take some time. But I mean, right now, Angel is more of that stretch right now because that's something that she's actively been working on with Unrivaled and has had the space to do that. And it's going to take a little bit more time, but like I'm excited about the prospects for sure.